This is my project, my multimodal project, and it's about the complexities of identity and how one person can't possibly be one thing. And I hope you enjoy it.
In 2003, I turned 5. I wanted a big birthday party and I invited all my friends. My face was painted as a butterfly and I wore a purple fairy dress. I was probably the most excited 5-year-old in the world. So come November 11th, I prepare cake, snacks, candles, decorations, everything. But no one showed up. At that exact moment, I didn't feel sad. I didn't even feel angry. At that exact moment, I discovered a tougher side of myself. I was born in Saudi Arabia, more specifically, Riyadh. Riyadh in my child eyes was idyll, an inch away from paradise. I had Crepaway, which is now closed, Fuddruckers, stray cats, the Subway Club sandwich, friends, and of course, King Khalid International School. All these are fond memories. Memories that I associate with what made me who I was. Until I turned 7. When I was 7, I moved from stray cats and Subway Club sandwiches to America. I remember the morning of, I ate Fruit Loops, my favorite fine cuisine of that time, in a paper bowl with a plastic spoon. For some reason, though, that morning, Fruit Loops came with a bad aftertaste, and I couldn't quite figure out why. Was it the milk, or was it that I was moving to an entirely different country? Fast forward to elementary school in America, where I still held true to who I was, until halfway through 5th grade. 5th grade was when I started to realize and become ashamed that I was really an outsider. I still had an accent, and I wore hand-me-down clothes from my brother, and I was bullied. A lot. And at that moment, I found the weaker side of myself, and I let it win. Through 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I let myself become weaker, and the bullying came from all sorts of places, and it grew and grew until it reached dangerous levels. I was threatened. I was pushed around, I was ignored, I made no friends, and I hated myself. I just wanted it all to end. By the very end of 8th grade, I actually auditioned for a show, all the way out in Manassas, and I got in. And that show saved my life. I actually found something that made me happy, something that distracted me from my life, something that made me happy to exist. Theater. I followed the path of theater, and I slowly recovered. It took 3 years for me to actually become confident in myself, and it was finally by the end of senior year that I formed into the person you see right now. Race was a big part of my childhood. I was so proud to be born in Saudi Arabia until my peers kept asking me if my parents were terrorists, if I was going to bomb the school, if I had killed anyone or seen anyone get killed. After that, I kept that part of my identity shut. I'd only tell the closest of friends. And once I stopped telling people I was Syrian, I slowly, but I started to see that I looked almost nothing like a Middle Easterner. And once my accent disappeared, people would just assume that I was white. white as paper, white as vanilla ice cream, white as an American should be. Religion also had a heavy impact. And I don't mean that I was raised religiously. In fact, I was raised completely opposite of that. My parents made sure never to force anything on me, and I'm glad. I'm glad because I had a little trouble in believing whether God was there or not. And this intertwines with the race aspect of my childhood. As I was always assumed to be white, and so I was always asked to join Christian programs. And seeing how I was living near a church, and I was always asked and talked with about God and beliefs and such, and I ended up thinking I was a horrible person for years because I didn't know if God existed, and I always had to pretend that I firmly believed in the existence of one. It wasn't until mid-sophomore year that I looked up what it meant to doubt the existence of God, but also be open to believing. I am agnostic, and it confuses people. It starts with the assumption that I am white, so I should be Christian, Catholic, or whatever. But once they know I was born in the Middle East, then I should be a Muslim? I think people forget that humans aren't born into a religion, and they should be able to choose what they think best fits themselves and their beliefs. And finally, another big influencer on my childhood was sex. Yes, I am female, but it seems to matter too much in this society. You're a female, so you should not be able to do manly jobs. But the thing is that in this society, everyone feels that every job should have a man take over. Except, of course, girly things such as dancing and fashion. How messed up is that? So many times I've been faced with great, strong, big, amazing, smart men. What amazing historical favor did men do to deserve an entire creation of a hierarchy with them at the very top of it? There are too many times that I doubted myself and what I could do because I was simply a girl. I doubted being able to play soccer, play video games, do karate, and even making friends because I thought my being a female was too weak and unworthy of that. All these experiences, thoughts, and beliefs combine to make me who I am right now. The girl you see before your eyes, she's been through and through and through with tears and doubt. So much doubt. But through theater, she gained confidence in herself. Confidence to speak. Confidence to stand up for herself. Confidence to feel other things than sadness. Confidence to smile. She will pursue her savior and love. Theater. She will break barriers in the show business. The barriers that state a woman shouldn't and can't be a good director or cinematographer. Barriers that state a woman should wear revealing clothes and be a perfect society-made, tall, white, blonde woman to get a good role. Barriers that should restrict her abilities and beat down her determination, but won't. She'll have a tough time getting there. And she'll need to compromise. And even if you don't hear her through the media, she will be out there making her voice heard, whether it's to a stray cat eating an old, thrown-away Subway Club sandwich, or to a big, famous cigar-smoking producer. She will always stay true to herself, and always stick with her butterfly-faced, purple-dressed, abandoned at a birthday party 5-year-old tough self.